You ever think about how much trust we place in our shoes? We slip them on in the morning without a second thought. We walk, we climb stairs, we stroll through grocery aisles, we stand at family gatherings. Day in and day out, they carry our weight, literally. But what if I told you, the very shoes you trust could be stealing years from your life? Sounds dramatic, doesn't it? But here's the thing, I've seen it too many times. Someone starts feeling more tired after short walks, their knees ache more than usual, or they start wobbling just a bit when they turn a corner. And everyone says, well, it's just age. But what if it's not just age? What if it's the silent sabotage from what's on your feet? Most people never connect the dots. A soft slipper, a worn-out sneaker, a fashionable shoe with no grip, small choices that slowly chip away at your balance, posture, and joint health. Until one day, it's a serious fall. Or a chronic backache. Or a hip that won't heal right. I want you to think for a second, when's the last time you looked at your shoes and asked, are these helping me stay strong, or quietly wearing me down? Because as we age, our feet change. The padding thins. The bones shift. Even how we walk starts to evolve. And the wrong shoe can throw your whole body out of alignment. It can mess with your knees, your back, your circulation, even your confidence. But here's the good news. This isn't about doom and gloom. This is about taking your power back, one step at a time. In this video, we're pulling the curtain back on 8 footwear mistakes that could be robbing you of strength, comfort, and even independence. And stick with me, because toward the end, I'll show you 3 life-changing shoe solutions that have helped countless seniors walk taller, steadier, and pain-free. And hey, if you or someone you love is over 60, drop a comment that says, Golden Steps, below. Let me know you're ready to take control of your journey. This is Elder Talks Daily, and around here, we believe aging should feel strong, not scary. So if you're new, go ahead and hit subscribe. We're walking through this stage of life together, and every step counts. Ready to find out what's hiding under your feet? Let's begin. Mr. Joe was 81. Still sharp, still independent, still cooking breakfast every morning in his small but spotless kitchen. He had a routine. Put the kettle on, fry 2 eggs, and slide into his favorite pair of loafers. They were broken in, soft, easy to slip on. He loved them. Then one morning, his foot caught on nothing. Just a slick spot near the sink. His leg shot out, his body twisted, and in a flash, it was all over. A fractured hip. 3 weeks in the hospital. Months in rehab. And a kind of quiet fear that followed him even after he came home. See, Mr. Joe didn't fall outside. He wasn't walking in the rain or rushing through a grocery store. He fell in his own kitchen. In his trusted loafers. On a floor he knew like the back of his hand. But here's what most people don't realize, the majority of serious falls in older adults happen right at home. Not because of clumsiness. Not because of sudden illness. But because of slippery soles. Shoes with smooth bottoms, like many old dress shoes, house slippers, or stylish loafers, have little to no traction. On tile or hardwood, they might as well be ice skates. And yet, we keep wearing them. Because they feel familiar. Because they're easy. Because we think, I'm not going outside. I'll be fine. But comfort doesn't always mean safe. As we age, the muscles that help us correct a stumble weaken. Reflexes slow down. Our balance shifts. So when that one slick step happens, we don't bounce back like we used to. We hit the ground. And the consequences can change everything. So here's what you do. Look at the bottom of your most worn shoes. Are they smooth? Are the grooves worn down? Can you slide your foot across a wooden floor and feel no grip? If so, it's time to upgrade. Look for rubber-soled shoes with proper treads, yes, even for indoor use. Brands now make supportive indoor shoes that look like slippers but grip like sneakers. Your home should feel like a haven, not a hazard. But it's not just the sole that matters. It's not just what's under your foot. It's also what wraps around it. Let's talk about the next silent offender, loose-fitting shoes. Let me ask you something, have you ever caught yourself curling your toes just to keep a shoe from slipping off? That tiny grip your foot moment might not seem like much. But when you do it over and over again, day after day, it adds up. Straining your feet, messing with your posture, and forcing your body to compensate in ways it was never meant to. See, one of the sneakiest problems in senior footwear isn't always pain, it's instability. And that often starts with shoes that don't fit snugly. Not tight, not suffocating, just snug enough to move with you, not against you. But many older adults wear shoes that are too big. Why? Because their feet have changed shape, and no one told them. Because swollen ankles one day led to buying a size up the next. Because wide shoes feel more forgiving. Because stretching those old favorites just felt easier than breaking in new ones. But here's what happens with that extra room, your foot slides. Your heel lifts. Your toes grip. Your gait changes. And suddenly, you're walking with tension, putting pressure on your knees, stressing your hips, and throwing your back out of line. And that's not even counting the tripping hazard. Loose shoes make it easier for your foot to catch on rugs, curbs, or even your own steps. Now here's where it gets real. Many seniors chalk it up to age. They think, I'm just a little wobbly now. But it's not always age. Sometimes it's just a bad fit. The solution? It's simpler than you'd think. First, get your feet measured, yes, even if it's been years. Feet flatten, arches collapse, and sizes shift. A proper measurement can change everything. Second, look for shoes with adjustable features. Velcro, elastic bands, or supportive laces that let you customize the fit. Not just when you buy them, but as your feet change through the day. Because safety doesn't always come from more cushion, it comes from more control. Now, if you think that's surprising, wait until you hear what your favorite summer shoe might be doing to your spine. Let's talk about flat flip-flops. Now here's where things get a little controversial, because everyone loves a good pair of flip-flops. They're light. They're easy. They remind us of vacations, freedom, and warmer days. But flat flip-flops? Especially the cheap kind from corner stores or old pairs you've had for years. They're one of the worst things you can wear if you're over 60. Let's break this down. First, they offer zero arch support. None. Your foot is basically slapping the ground raw with every step, and over time, that lack of cushioning and structure starts a ripple effect, one that travels all the way from your heels to your lower back. Second, they don't hold your foot in place. That little Y-shaped strap. It forces your toes to curl slightly just to keep the shoe on. And when you're doing that repeatedly, especially on uneven surfaces, you're putting unnecessary stress on your tendons, your knees, and even your hips. Third, they offer no protection. You stub a toe. You catch a rock. You step on something slick, there's nothing stopping your body from reacting poorly. A misstep in a flip-flop can land you on the floor in a heartbeat. Now here's the part people overlook. Even short walks, like from your porch to the mailbox, can cause strain if done day after day in the wrong footwear. It's not about one bad step. It's about 1,000 small ones that slowly wear you down. And here's the kicker, many seniors start wearing flip-flops more often because they're easy to get on. No bending. No tying. Just slide and go. But that ease? It's deceptive. What seems convenient now could be laying the groundwork for chronic pain, joint misalignment, and even long-term balance issues. So what's the better option? Try supportive sandals, yes, they exist. Look for ones with contoured footbeds, ankle straps, and non-slip soles. You still get breathability and ease, but without sacrificing your safety. And if you think flip-flops are just a beach day issue, hang tight. Because the next type of footwear has nothing to do with sunshine. And everything to do with vanity. Let's talk about the hidden dangers of narrow-toed shoes and heels, even the low ones. There's a certain pride in looking sharp, isn't there? Whether it's Sunday service, a family gathering, or just wanting to feel a little more put together, many older adults still reach for those sleek, stylish shoes tucked away in the back of the closet. But some of the most harmful choices are the ones that look the best. Narrow-toed shoes and low heels might seem harmless. Especially if we're not talking sky-high stilettos. But even a small heel, combined with a cramped toe box, can quietly wreak havoc on your body. Here's what happens: your toes are forced together. The front of your foot takes on all the pressure. Your posture adjusts to compensate for the tilt. Your knees lock differently. Your lower back shifts. And before you know it, your entire walking pattern has changed. And what does that lead to? Bunions. Corns. Nerve pain. Toe deformities. Hip misalignment. And in many cases, balance issues that increase your fall risk. But the most dangerous part? These effects happen gradually. So you tell yourself, they're a little tight, but they're still wearable. Or, I'm only wearing them for a short while. And maybe you are. But even short-while choices, repeated over time, add up. And it's not just about pain or foot fatigue. It's about the chain reaction that one poorly designed shoe can have on your knees, spine, and overall stability. So what can you do if you still want to look elegant without compromising your comfort? Look for dress shoes with a wide toe box and a low, supportive base. Some brands even design orthopedic-friendly heels that offer arch support without the pinch. Your style doesn't have to suffer to keep your health intact. But let's take a turn now, because we've talked about shoes that are too flimsy or too tight. What about ones that are just too heavy? Let's get into that next. They don't get talked about enough, but heavy shoes might be one of the most underestimated dangers for older adults. You know the kind I'm talking about. Thick soles, big rubber bottoms, heavy-duty construction boots, or even those solid leather pairs we've had for decades. They're built to last, sure. But they're also built for younger legs, stronger hips, and a different stage of life. Wearing heavy shoes might not seem like a big deal, at first. But think about what happens every time you lift your foot. Your body isn't just moving forward. It's doing a small strength workout. For younger folks, no problem. But for someone over 60, dealing with joint stiffness, reduced muscle mass, or arthritis, that extra weight adds up quickly. It can throw off your balance, tire your legs faster, and increase the likelihood of shuffling rather than walking. And once you start shuffling, that's when falls become more likely. It doesn't stop there. Heavy shoes change the way you walk. They slow you down. They alter your stride. They cause overcompensation in your lower back. And over time, they can quietly drain your energy, lead to poor posture, and even affect how long you're able to stand or walk comfortably throughout the day. And here's the kicker: many older adults think that heavy equals supportive. They associate weight with quality. But the truth is, modern lightweight shoes can provide far better support, cushioning, and shock absorption than outdated clunkers ever could. So here's the move: if your shoes feel like a workout just to lift, it's time to retire them. Look for lightweight walking shoes or orthopedic sneakers, specifically designed for seniors. They reduce fatigue. They promote natural stride. And most importantly, they make movement easier. And while we're on the topic of old habits, let's talk about those shoes that have been sitting in your closet for 10 years. They might look fine, but what's happening under the surface could be far more dangerous. Let's talk about worn-out sneakers. You know how we all have that one favorite pair, the sneakers that just feel right. The ones that molded to your feet years ago and somehow made it through every walk, every errand, every moment of comfort. Here's the truth no one likes to admit. Those, perfectly broken-in, sneakers may be quietly breaking you down. Because even when the outside looks okay, even when there's no visible tear or obvious hole, the inside support system may already be gone. Over time, the cushioning compresses. The arch support flattens. The heel loses its shock absorption. And what's left is a shell of a shoe, tricking you into thinking you're still protected when your feet are actually taking the full hit with every step. This kind of wear doesn't happen overnight. It's slow. Subtle. And that's what makes it so dangerous. You might start feeling a little more foot pain at the end of the day. A bit more pressure in your knees. A dull ache in your hips after a short walk. You chalk it up to getting older, but really, it might be your shoes failing you. Most athletic shoes have a lifespan, usually around 300 to 500 miles. For daily wearers, that can mean 6 to 12 months before they start breaking down, even if they still look fine. The longer you wear them beyond that point, the more stress you're putting on your joints, muscles, and spine. So if you haven't replaced your sneakers in over a year, or you've been rotating the same pair for multiple seasons, it might be time to let them go. Not because they're ugly. Not because they're worn on the outside. But because they're no longer serving the most important job. Supporting you. And while your eyes might miss the signs, your body feels every step. But even supportive shoes can cause harm when we choose comfort over structure indoors. And that brings us to one of the most overlooked dangers of all, what you wear around the house. There's a kind of comfort that comes from slipping into soft, cozy house slippers after a long day. For many older adults, they're the go-to choice from sunrise to bedtime. No fuss, no laces, just warmth and ease. But what feels gentle on your feet might be silently undermining your stability and posture. Most traditional house slippers, those soft fabric ones with a foam sole, offer little to no structure. No arch support, no heel containment, and often, a slippery bottom. And because you wear them inside the home, there's this false sense of safety, like you don't need anything better because you're just taking it easy. But here's the catch, you wear them for hours. Sometimes longer than you wear your outdoor shoes. Without proper support, your foot starts to flatten. Your ankles roll in. Your knees rotate slightly inward to compensate. And before you know it, your hips and lower back are paying the price, all because of what you thought were harmless slippers. It doesn't end there. Many of these slippers are also backless, meaning your foot isn't secured at all. That leads to toe gripping, which throws off your balance. And when you're moving across slick tile or hardwood, that's a recipe for disaster. But there's a better way to stay comfortable at home without compromising safety. Look for indoor shoes made specifically for support. We're talking memory foam insoles, firm arch support, deep heel cups, and rubber outsoles with traction. Some even look just like your cozy slippers, but with all the protection of a good walking shoe. Your home should feel like a sanctuary, not a slip and fall waiting to happen. And while slippers might be soft and warm, the next choice on our list is the complete opposite, shoes that look sturdy, but don't hold your foot at all. They go by many names, slip-ons, clogs, mules, backless loafers. And on the surface, they seem like the perfect solution, easy to slide into, no bending down, no fumbling with laces or buckles. Just step in and go. But here's the problem, what's easy for your hands can become dangerous for your feet. Shoes without secure fastening don't move with your foot. They let your heel lift, your arch shift, and your toes compensate for the lack of grip. That means every step becomes slightly unstable, and you may not even notice the adjustments your body's making just to keep the shoe on. And those tiny, constant adjustments, they wear you down. They lead to toe cramping, plantar fasciitis, and a weaker walking gait over time. More critically, shoes that don't fasten securely increase your risk of tripping and falling, especially when stepping up curbs, turning quickly, or navigating uneven ground. Think about it, if your shoe comes halfway off as you're stepping forward, your foot lands awkwardly, and your body struggles to catch itself. All it takes is one wrong step for a knee to twist, or a hip to take the brunt of a fall. And yet, many people over 60 continue to wear them because they're convenient. But convenience should never come at the cost of safety. The better option? Look for shoes with easy fasteners, Velcro, adjustable straps, or elastic laces. These let you secure your foot comfortably without the hassle of traditional laces, while still giving you the support and control your body needs to move safely. Because in this stage of life, every step you take should feel stable, supported, and strong. You've just heard about 8 footwear choices that might be stealing energy, balance, and confidence, but this isn't where your story ends. There are real solutions. Practical ones. And they can make a dramatic difference in how you move through your day. Let's shift now to 3 simple, life-changing footwear choices that have helped countless older adults walk safer and feel better, starting with the very foundation of a healthy step. Let's talk solutions. Because knowing the problems is only half the battle. What you need now are real, usable changes that make everyday movement safer, easier, and more comfortable. These next 3 choices aren't trendy gimmicks or expensive fads. They're practical upgrades, ones that have transformed the daily lives of seniors across the world. Solution 1: Orthopedic shoes with certified arch support. These aren't your average drugstore sneakers. Orthopedic shoes are designed with aging feet in mind. We're talking built-in arch support, wider toe boxes, cushioning that absorbs shock, and soles that help stabilize your stride. They help reduce foot fatigue, improve alignment, and relieve pressure from problem areas like the heel, ball of the foot, and joints. And here's a bonus: many insurance plans, even Medicare, cover 1 or more pairs of orthopedic shoes each year for those who qualify. It's worth asking your doctor or podiatrist. Because you're not just buying shoes. You're investing in mobility, safety, and independence. Solution 2: Custom insoles for your existing shoes. Not ready to toss your favorite sneakers or loafers? You don't have to. Custom insoles, or even over-the-counter orthopedic inserts, can completely change the way your shoes feel and function. They offer tailored arch support, relieve pressure from sensitive areas, and improve the way your feet hit the ground. That means less joint pain, better posture, and more confidence with every step. Just make sure they actually fit your shoe. A thick insole in a tight shoe defeats the purpose. Look for removable insole options or get professionally measured at a foot care clinic or shoe store. White heavy checkmark. Solution 3: Create a simple footwear rotation routine. Here's something most people never think about: your feet need variety. Wearing the same pair of shoes day in and day out, even if they're supportive, can lead to uneven wear and strain on specific parts of your foot. Start rotating between at least 2 well-fitted pairs, one for indoors, one for outdoor walking. And make it a habit to inspect your shoes every couple of months. Check the soles for wear, feel the cushioning with your fingers, and ask yourself, do these still support me the way they used to? When in doubt, replace them. Because it's far better to buy a new pair than to deal with months of back pain or a recovery from a fall. So there you have it, 3 changes that may seem small, but they could completely shift how your body feels when you walk, stand, or even sit. And it's not just about your feet. It's about your joints. Your confidence. Your independence. This is how you reclaim your strength from the ground up. Let's take a moment now to bring it all together, because everything you've heard today matters more than you might realize. There's something deeply personal about the way we walk through life, literally. Maybe it's the way you used to chase your grandkids across the yard. Or how you loved those morning walks with your spouse. Maybe it's just being able to get out of bed, stand tall, and move freely without second-guessing every step. But when your footing starts to feel uncertain, when a simple trip to the mailbox feels risky, that freedom begins to fade. And that loss? It's not just physical. It chips away at your confidence, your independence, your sense of self. If you've been feeling more tired on your feet lately, if you've started catching yourself holding on to walls for balance, or if someone you love is quietly avoiding walks they used to enjoy, please understand, it doesn't have to be this way. The truth is, most people don't associate foot pain or fatigue with their shoes. They blame age, weather, or bad luck. But the right footwear can turn all of that around. It's not about spending a fortune. It's about making smarter choices, and recognizing that something as small as what's on your feet can have a massive impact on your entire quality of life. And here's something I want you to hold on to: you are not fragile. You are not broken. Your best years don't end with a sore back or a cautious shuffle. They begin when you feel strong, balanced, and free again. That's what this is about. Not fear, preparedness. Not just avoiding falls, walking into the years ahead with purpose. So today, take one small action. Check your shoes. Inspect your soles. Ask yourself, are these helping me live the life I want, or are they slowly holding me back? If it's someone you love, help them do the same. Because the difference you can make with just 5 minutes of attention might save them from a lifetime of pain or regret. You're not powerless. You're just one step away from walking stronger than you have in years. Let's wrap this up together, with a few final thoughts and a warm invitation to keep growing with us here at Elder Talks Daily. Let's take a moment to bring it all together. We uncovered 8 common footwear mistakes that are quietly affecting the health and freedom of so many older adults. Slippery soles that turn your kitchen into a hazard zone, loose-fitting shoes that destabilize your every step, flat flip-flops that offer no support and leave your body absorbing every shock, narrow-toed shoes and low heels that pull your posture out of alignment, heavy boots that wear your joints down with every lift, worn-out sneakers that pretend to protect but no longer do, soft, unsupportive house slippers that rob you of balance at home, and backless shoes that look convenient but set you up for dangerous stumbles. But we didn't stop there, because knowledge means nothing without action. We also talked about 3 life-changing solutions that can turn your steps into strength: orthopedic shoes built for real support, custom insoles that breathe new life into shoes you already own, and the power of rotating footwear to reduce fatigue and protect your body daily. So let me ask you this: which one hit home for you? Was it the memory of an old fall? The ache in your back after a short walk? The realization that maybe your favorite pair of shoes isn't helping you anymore? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. What kind of shoes do you wear most often, and do you think they're truly serving you now? I read every comment because the stories you share, they help someone else feel seen, understood, empowered. And if this video opened your eyes, gave you a new insight, or simply made you pause and reflect, do me a kind favor. Hit the like button so YouTube knows this message matters. And if you haven't already, subscribe to Elder Talks Daily. This is where we talk about the things no one else does: aging with grace, wisdom, strength, and yes, even better shoes. We're building a community here. One that honors aging, that celebrates resilience, that refuses to settle for less than the comfort and dignity we all deserve. So thank you for being here with me today. Take care of your feet. Because they're not just carrying your body. They're carrying your memories, your adventures, your freedom. Until next time, stay strong, stay steady, and keep walking forward. I'll see you in the next one.